A beautiful Wednesday morning to our wonderful viewers to the watchers right now. We don't carry your program, our program, in fact, everybody program, that #1 program where they look into issues of political matters, where we say issues that affect you, they affect me, they affect everybody. As it is hot now, don't carry come in our way. And then I know say, at least for our viewers, now the one that say, this is where Nkubi still there in charge. What is happening to our brother Chukwudi? Well, just as I tell now on Monday, Chukwudi is still there on he's there for one official assignment, and at least before the week will run out, we will expect to see him. So make na just calm down, make na relax, make that pressure never they enter in our body, because very soon Chukwudi will also come back. On today matter, what do they look? Yes, following the deadly attack, following the deadly husband attack we play out for New Year Eve for Benue. That is talking about Logo and Guma local government area for Benue State. The Senate yesterday met for the first time in 2018, and what they meet can do. They can't meet. The first, in fact, the major focus, in fact, as a matter of fact, the only two way they talk about now this part, the matter we get to do with them, this headsman attack, and they can't carry serious order. They don't even waste time. Carry serious order. Give the Inspector General of Police, that is our guys. They say, look, we are giving you 14 days, making no path. 14 days. That is 2 weeks. To produce killers of over 70 people who die for this particular communities. Say 14 days, because if you not actually at least produce this people in 14 days, well, then in fact they don't even conclude the statement. And at least, of course, Nigerians they very much are aware of the high rise of insecurities where they happen for both Nigeria. And then following that particular New Year Eve saga, will not just happen for Benue alone, will happen across the country. Talk about rivers, talk about a couple of other places where we actually hear bad news about people being attacked and killed. And we can't actually dwell on this. The question we can't ask, we say, look, what be that particular thing where would they, how would they take value the Nigerian life? That is, in Nigeria, we hear say Nigerian die today. Which kind of value would they place on the life? Because they actually further ask, okay, the Senate don't gather, they don't meet. What will be the way forward? They don't actually give ultimatum. Say we go actually see an end to this particular matter. I've been at the same somehow, at the same talk with no much action. Now we'll eventually see in the end. These are the questions we will actually dwell on, and at least with my guest in the studio, my guest, of course, Bernard Akede, broadcaster. We also did with me yesterday. He also did here today. I will go further do it, deliberate on this issue, so that at least the Nigerians go also if you understand at least the height of it they talk, and also if you do it, also know they also contribute their own quarter the matter, and because men also be in mind say no be only us day here. The reason why we're there now because of now, and at least by the time we open our telephone line, now we also feel calling, contribute in our own quarter to the whole matter. Bernard Akede, you're welcome to us the hall.
Thank you very much, Nkubi. It's always good to be here.
Thank you very much. So make we not even waste time. Make we go on this quick break. When we come back, we go search on with details about this thing. Ask questions, then make we also see reactions from our guests. Will they come? Yes, and welcome back. The program remains as it is hot. And then for our viewers, they watch us for Go TV channel 98. Star Times channel 195, My TV channel 17, and free to air channel 57, or perhaps they do DSTV channel 259. As the hot 90 on our way now, and the world with the sunshine that issues will affect our body, Nigeria politically and other related areas. And I will tell and say we get at least Bernard Akede, broadcaster for House, and we'll go actually look into the topic we'll get for now today, very sensitive one, because the Senate for the first time in 2018 actually meet yesterday, and the only matter what they talk about, what they actually look into, get to do with the high raise, the increasing insecurity matter where they play at, and with focus on Benue State, at least we are very much aware that over 70 people buy for New Year Eve for Logo community for Benue State, and as a result of this, the Senate don't come rise, can't take appropriate action, don't give the IG of police or guide you say, look, we are giving you 14 days, make sure say you produce the people who are behind this particular massacre, so that at least we will know as we will handle this thing, handle and well. So at least going by what they talk, by the time they capture these people, they go hand them over to the Attorney General of the Federation, making know the kind of appropriate decision and judgment where you go fit place on them. These are now the story we got from this, and without wasting time, make we talk with our guests, so that now also feel follow up as the story they go. So Bernard, so far so good. For the first time in 2018, at least we don't see the Senate make a probably put on this way. Rise up on a very firm decision, and for their first meeting they hold yesterday, at least the decision was just about produce the killers of the people who are behind it, that particular Benue massacre, and in 14 days. Waiting be that anticipation. Make I even start on this one. Waiting make we anticipate from the IG where they don't actually give this order.
Okay, well, hopefully, excuse me, we dey hope, say, truly, say, within 14 days, the IG and in people go produce, the people behind this dastardly act, as we they call them, within the next 14 days. But we also know, say, no be there end. This one are just one facet, just one angle to solving this issue. Now, producing these people we don't do them, no mean say the issue will stop. Okay. Down at the first thing. To produce them, yes, will lead to certain things that we need to know. But first of all, the basic thing we need to know is say we need to understand the wahala with these Fulani people then get. Okay. What exactly is the issue? What exactly is the problem? What thing happen with these Fulani people? They kill other human beings. What thing be the problem? What happen when we say these Fulani people they move down south? Now, I've been talking to somebody the other day, and when he been telling me certain things, I can't go read up about the Fulani headsmen and some of the issues they didn't get. Now, many people don't even know, say, some of the issues where these people get, where they make them, they move their cattle down south. Now, climate change.
Yes.
Now, a lot of desertification don't they happen now from the north. So they don't they lose grazing and arable land. Now, which they happen, they don't they move their cattle and their animals down south. Because of that, now their animals don't they graze on places where we say they feed get good pasture to feed. I also been read something where they very, very funny. I know before animals, so I don't know, but I still they read them. Now, I've been read somewhere say Fulani people get this belief, say if their cattle won't get good life, if their cattle one day nutritious, one day nourishing, they have to drink from the Niger River or from some specific water bodies, particularly the Niger River. So because of that, of course, they're coming down towards the Niger area and the Benue area, the Benue regions of the country to drink from these so-called nutritious waters where we say their cattle will get energy and nutrients. Now, waiting I've been read, not confirmed yet. Now, if these things are true, it means say we go still they see migration of Fulani, of these Fulani herdsmen and their animals down towards this region, because one, their traditional beliefs of drinking from certain waters, and two, the effect of climatization on the land where their animals they feed on before. So now, what is the best solution? Then we they ask now. Not be just to say, okay, IG of police, or carry your boys, carry your girls, carry your people, your workers. No, na carry una gun. Go around of these people who don't cause this wahala. Yes, it is good. Bring them. Justice must be served. They must be brought to book. But after that has happened, no. Fulani people plenty where I even been read them now. We have. Of all the countries where Fulani people spread, Nigeria has the highest number of Fulani people spread across the country. Now, we get different countries. We get Fulani people for Nigeria. We get them for Cameroon. We get them for Mali, for Burkina Faso, for Niger Republic. Even some spread reach Ghana. Some of them even spread reach Guinea-Bissau, Chad, and Sudan. But in Nigeria, in a total, we have over 7 million Fulani people spread. So if we catch these people who don't perpetrate the act, we still have other Fulani people. Now, are we going to say that fair enough, or speaking fairly now, make I play devil's advocate for them? Are we going to say that we're going to stop them from meeting their own means of livelihood? Because we know that the majority of Fulani herdsmen, they are merchants, traders, but largely them be nomadic farmers. Meaning say, then go still gas they move from place to place. So now, the thing where people don't they clamor for, we say, make our federal government, we still get land, large expanse of land. Create some place where we say these Fulani people fit get their cattle, where they feel they graze within these areas. Of course, some laws go there in place where we say these Fulani men and their cattle no go fit enter certain areas, certain cities, certain communities, certain localities, so that their animals no go begin they feed on other people's farm. Because also based on what I read, Fulani man, the average Fulani man, cherish in cow, like saying they cherish human being. If you strike at one cow out of the head where you get, it will come back at you. Based on what I've been studying as well, what I've been done, they read about this whole thing. So basically, you cannot take out, it's difficult. This is very difficult to take out the culture where don't they inside person body before. The culture where their fathers don't pass down from generation to generation. So you won't just change everything. You know, they happen in one day. Unfortunately, something go don't cause these grievances where they don't get. Maybe make them, maybe trigger this particular attack. Not be the first time they say, but this one was just too large.
For us to see a situation, okay, in no matter how the height of the problem, no matter what it don't trigger these particular problems we actually don't cause to, we don't lead to these conflicts.
Yes.
But is that enough reason for you to see, okay, in trying to at least get back at you, or perhaps in trying to at least get my justice, say I will need to kill people?
Oh, of course not. There is no justification for taking another man's life. That one is the first thing where every human being is supposed to know. I don't believe, say, any culture or any religion, they give anybody the free right, they give them the liberty to go strike another man or to kill another man. It is not acceptable, which is why I've been talking, say, of course, justice must take its course. The law must stand. They must bring these people to book. The IG and the people they don't give them 14 days ultimatum. And within those 14 days, we hope, say, the people and the right people, the actual people who perpetrate this act, say they go bring them to book and justice will take its course. Of course, it is not acceptable. Nobody, anywhere in the right senses, will accept this kind of thing.
Okay, make we actually look at waiting and this at least I think now the deputy Senate president Ike Kuremadu actually talked this one. We got to do it and say we are tired of rendering 1 minute silence for people who die. Okay, make we also look at the high rise of insecurity matter. Talk about Boko Haram. Talk about herdsmen, talk about other related insecurity issues. Okay, talking about herdsmen now, we go actually feed the, look at from different angles. In this case, they spread across countries. Enugu, we hear of Enugu last year, at least last year. We hear of at least Taraba currently, Benue Day, and other Kaduna Day, and other states who also they somehow affected. With this particular decision, or perhaps with this particular statement where the Senate don't talk, say we are tired of 1 minute silence. See, what then, are we going to see an end, or perhaps more like a cut down of on the pressure of death where they happen? And then if I go also put on that way, if they say all these things they reoccur without an appropriate action taken, what then are we going to? How then will we say the Nigerian life, or perhaps they valued? What is the value of a Nigerian person?
You see, the truth be say, unfortunately, many people they talk say the Nigerian government never understand the value where they're supposed to put on human life. Now we get many other countries, many developed countries, and even developing countries like Nigeria, where we say they value the lives of their citizenry, the lives of the people. Unfortunately, if you like say the people we get in government, nobody say they don't value human life, but they never still see some kind of importance we suppose they are attached to human life, particularly to securing lives and property of their citizenry. Now, nobody first time we don't live with Fulani people and with other people as well, other aggrieved people. But unfortunately, one reality where we guys face now in this new era where we did, now the reality of terrorism. Terrorism has come. It not only there inside Nigeria, it spread all across the world. And it shows in face in different ways. We get the one of the Fulani herdsmen, where now they don't mark them as terrorists. We get the Boko Haram people will be terrorists. We get Al-Shabaab for other countries. We get different terrorist groups. So yes, now the new warfare where every country, almost every country in the world, they face, because this thing, they spread. Now the thing where they say, we need a government that is going to take preventive and proactive measures. We don't need a government, just as Ekwuremadu been talk, we don't need a government where we say, let us pay 1 minute silence to the souls of those who have passed away. Let us pay 1 minute silence to the victims of this particular bomb blast. Let us pay 1 minute silence to the victims of this Fulani herdsmen attack. No. What thing we need now, we say, before we begin to pay this 1 minute silence, let us take several hours of preventive and proactive measures so that we don't start taking 1 minute silence after people don't die. Now, these preventive and proactive measures, now, what I've been talking about, say, these people, if you are fighting a war, the first thing you need to know is your enemy. Who are the people I'm fighting? Where are they from? What are they about? What brought them here? What led them here? What is their history? What is their culture? What have they been doing? Do they have track record? Where have they been before? Where have they struck before? Where have we seen similar things happen before? And if they have happened before, how did the past government, the past people, how did they settle these issues? And if they didn't handle it well, what led to the issues that made them not to handle it well? Now, is there something that they are looking for? What are their needs? Can we give them these things and make them satisfied so that they don't come back attacking or striking us? Is there any way, if we know that these attacks and these strikes are inevitable, is there any way we could protect ourselves or arm ourselves or defend ourselves? I'll give you one instance. Several years ago, I've been served for River State for one small local community called Agwe. I've been go there during the election. That time go work there. Now it surprised me to know, say, Fulani herdsmen migrate, or they have migrated, they don't migrate from the north all the way down to River State to show you how then they spread, not just the south, to south, to show you how they spread. Now, one of the boys where they lead us around the village that time, so that we go know the community and the people where they there, so that we feel acclimatized and, you know, get to know the people there, so that we go there free with them. He mean tell us, say, sometimes they get communal clash with these Fulani herdsmen. Because why? Because these men, they carry their cattle as usual. Cows na animals. Where they see arable land, where grass they grow, where plants they grow, where feed them, they go there, go chop. Now, these people, these community people, don't they get clashes with these Fulani herdsmen? Violent clashes. So this was since as far back as 2010. Now, this is 8 years fast forward down the line. It still they happen. Unfortunately, now, this thing not escalate when we say people don't they die. Now, this one means to show, say, not be something that just happen today. At least as far back as I can remember, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, this thing don't happen. And who knows, if it don't happen, even before I reach that community, even before then, if it don't happen, not just in River State, like you rightly mentioned, in Enugu, we don't hear them. In Taraba, we don't hear them. In Benue, we don't hear them. In Plateau State, some parts of Plateau State, we don't hear them. Even in the Southwest, too, we don't hear some other places like Ekiti and Osun State as well. Which means that this thing, now, people where they spread, and as far as that they spread, and if they increase, the government, like you rightly talk, has to place a value on the lives of the people, because we know if we just cut them down at once. Now, something where they guys take proactive and preventive measures for.
Okay, talking about placing a value right now, look, we actually look at this way, because the problem right now don't they escalate some kind grievances, don't some kind of effects in the minds of people. Okay, I take them back to Benue. The governor of Benue State, Governor Tom, actually came out and claimed that, look, say the, what to be their name, the Mieti Allah president and this thing, claimed to then get hand in some of the casualties or the problems that don't happen. Okay, following this particular order, perhaps following this particular statement from the governor, that is #1 citizen of Benue State, what thing could anticipate make the IG of police do? Because it make no job be say, okay, this is more like an order, and this people actually claims to then do this thing. Do we anticipate a situation where the IG of police goes, okay, let me start from the visible evidences we don't grant, or perhaps may I just go now to take settle matter. Which angle you go want to make the IG of police, or perhaps the appropriate angle where the IG of police supposed to take?
You see, the truth is saying this particular matter, the police, I won't believe that the police, they are professional enough to handle this matter. Nobody we go suggest for them, say, see what you go do, what you no go do. But of course, everybody, if you ask every individual now where they are affected, directly or indirectly, then go tell you the kind of things where they want because of how the matter take pain them for body. People will be say their own people buy inside this, they go say, go and bring these people, kill them, bring them to book. People will be say now indirectly they are affected, they go ask for different things. But the cocoa of this matter be say, yes, we want the police handle the matter, we make them bring justice, you know, to people where they are affected. But also we go want proper investigation into this matter. Proper in-depth investigation into the matter. Where we say, not be just, of course, some people will claim, say, some of our people been there. The other day we've been here from what's his name again? Alaji Lamido Sanusi. Him talk say almost I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago. I've been reading for the papers. Say him talk say almost 800 people been of Fulani men, of northern Fulani men too been by in one attack. Say nobody been take that to record. And then I think it was the president of CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, for that particular state, been come and talk say na lie in the lie. Now the truth be say, Oyibo say no smoke without fire. Okay. For somebody to come and lay some claims, say some of our people die, and that people come and say some of our own people die. Na lie, your people no die. Na lie, your own people no die. It means say some kind small stories, some kind small church they happen for that place where nobody really know the real truth except the people where they affected. So we go expect say Oga IG and the people go there, make some proper in-depth investigation as to who and who they affected, as to what cause this clash, what trigger this particular issue, what spark this fire. So now from the very, very beginning of this issue, now we go know where we they go and know where we supposed to stop. And again, I go mention that, yes, it is very necessary, very important, say, then bring the perpetrators of this dastardly act to justice, bring them to book. But while that one is going on, meaning they do proper investigation. Not just investigation, we go end, though, continuous investigation. So that as they find out what cause them, they find out where the thing reach, how bad this matter don't reach. Is there any solution in view? Can we bring these people, can we grant them what they want? If we cannot give them what they want, can we give them something close to what they want? If we don't stop them, lock them for one area, can we give them another area where they feel they graze, they go? Can we allocate some land to them? Can we actually put restrictions, say, make we not cross this line? If we not cross this line, we'll see what thing will happen. Can they actually bring forth a law, a standard law in this country, say, if this thing happen again, plus the leader, plus the followers, and the people where they in charge, say now wetin we go do them with this, abi now wetin we no go do them with this. These are some of the investigations, the kind of things wey we dey expect, and not just the police. We also need our lawmakers too today involved in this particular matter.
Yes,
you know, because the police are the executive arm. Now wetin you tell them make dem go to, then they go execute. But the lawmakers now they go make these laws. Now they go decide. Now then go state say, okay, they don't tell us wetin dey happen, I don't investigate, see wetin they don't tell us. Now we don't go through everything where you don't give us. We don't peruse these books and these journals where you don't give us. We don't understand everything where we say don't happen. It is time for us to now sit down, put our heads together and make some laws. Say, as they happen like this before, now we go put this law, say it no go happen again. And if it happen again, now this one we go do. And if we do this one and it no work, we get another plan B where we go do.
Okay.
Now waiting with the expect from
but
them.
then, in as much as would they actually look this thing from say, okay, would they give oral solution to this thing? We dey in a system where we say we don't actually see a lot of things play out, and Boko Haram matter now a typical example. Of course, we understand. Say yes, the soldiers on their own part they actually defend the country's territory. I mean, the country when it comes to Ashari say Boko Haram not take charge. Okay, I'll actually come look at this angle. With what we don't see so far, and with the trending way our society they take play out, we say in the end we need to actually see logical conclusion to certain things. And when it comes to issues like this, because if we see logical conclusion to problems, at least we don't see logical conclusion to the issue of Boko Haram, then with these actions and orders and authority given by the Senate, in the absence of maybe a concluding result, say, okay, the result, they don't get the result, waiting make the Senate at that point, because the National Assembly, they are the lawmakers, waiting make they expect, make the decision make they expect, make them take. So that make no say this thing, they very, very firm.
Well, like I've been talked before, we know say they get the people where they do all this their investigation and where they put their laws. We no go dictate to them saying that their work be this or now waiting with they expect for them with this. The basic thing we they expect say they go settle this particular matter.
Is it about settling or bringing people to book?
No, see, bringing people to book is part of settling it.
Okay.
And now waiting we don't mention, we don't talk already. Now I've been mentioned earlier for the beginning of the show today say terrorism, unfortunately, now one of the new how I go put that now. Now one of the new evils we don't bedevil the world today, not just Nigeria but the entire world. Now even the United States of America has a big reason, other countries in Europe, right? Where don't they fight terrorism? They don't reach one place where they say, yes, we have reached the end of the road for terrorism. We know say this one we put in place, so now it go settle all terrorist attack. No, but what they do? As then they clamp down on each one, then they improve for the next one. Because it be like say you dey classroom and you dey teach. As much as you teacher, they find new ways where you go take catch students where they involve in exam malpractices. Now so the students too, they evolve, then they grow, they find new ways where they go fit take pass, as some people they call them chukuli, they pass paper inside their shirt, inside their ear, they write them for hand, they write them for lap, they put them for back pocket, they chop and self, make they take remember. So the same way when we say the security operatives and the government of different countries, they find different ways and different means to clamp down on terrorism, depending on, regardless of the name what they call them. Now, so these same groups of people, they also devise new means to perpetrate different types of evil. Now, I don't mention earlier, say, these Fulani herdsmen, now nomadic people them be, now nomads them be. Back in the day, nobody been here of Fulani herdsmen where they carry AK-47 and other assault rifles, other kinds of weapons. But now, of course, as the world don't they evolve, as science and technology don't they grow, people where they fight, where they find trouble, and people where they try to defend themselves, then go they improve with the kind of defensive arsenal where they use. They go they improve with the kind of weaponry where they use. With the kind, gone are the days where they hear people they fight with machetes and bow and arrow. Now we hear Fulani herdsmen, we see pictures of people they carry AK-47 and other kind of weapons. So of course, the government no go say, okay, we don't finally get these people who don't perpetrate this act, and that is the end of the matter. No, they will continue to investigate and continue to put more measures in place to make sure, say, this is what happened before, no go happen again. And if we see that something where we know we completely avoid, say, it still they happen, we go make sure, say, if we bring it down to the barest minimum. Now, what do we expect from our government and from our lawmakers? Bring it down to the barest minimum where we say, we no go get unnecessary casualties. If possible, we no go get any casualties at all. Also, they go fit for tail, put some kind of mechanism in place where we say, if some kind of things won't happen, for example, for abroad now, because they don't see the trend at which terrorism they happen, they don't put some things in place where we say, if something won't happen, they feel no. They don't get some people who infiltrate some terrorist groups, who be informants to the government, to the police, to the lawmakers, and all of that. So if we do some other things like that, we say we put different mechanisms in place where we say, after we don't settle this particular one, if something is about to happen, say some kind of communal clash won't happen, we get people for these communities, we will quickly raise alarm so that before casualties rise up, before casualties happen, the government will rise up and settle all these kind of issues.
Well, I understand the angle they actually bring up from, and the fact say yes, putting in the right mechanisms in place. But then, if on the other hand, maybe would they give orders to people, say, okay, I mean to respective security bodies, say, okay, play this part, I'm sure you get it, and then maybe we will not also come probably to an extent see that same cooperation on the side of our leaders. She know also to say maybe somehow this matter go be a fatal one, because the reason why they talk about this one, okay, we have an expanding borders where they're everywhere, and then people they actually emanate coming from here. And then if you also look if I could recall, the former IG of police, Solomon Arasi, Solomon Arasi said something before he left office that, look, say a lot of these headsmen, where they come in, say that they're coming from neighboring countries. And also emphasizing on that, in yesterday's meeting with the Senate, Ike Ekrumado, which of course the Senate, Deputy Senate President, also emphasized on that, like, look, that the pressure at which Nigeria is reaching now, say we don't reach a pressure where we say, if we don't feel curtail this thing, say at least we go say we make no pass our hand. He emphasized on the fact that, look, we have porous borders, but nothing is being done about it. Can't call for at least a closure of these borders. If over time we don't talk, say borders, now one of our problems, now where people they coming from to conquer their partners. And yet we still get a government to say these are also alternative measures to also cut down on this. What it is, should it say that on seriousness, or perhaps what it is say the government on their own side they actually gain from leaving the border so porous for people to come in the way they want? You see,
without a doubt, we know say the borders of our country is more porous than sandy soil. We know that one already, and this one an issue where our government, where people don't talk about since, and unfortunately, it seems as if our government never really do enough to secure the borders of this our great country. We don't talk several times about the porosity of our borders. Say people they bring this different kind of goods. After all, some time ago we steal some kind weapons and ammunition when they cross our borders. We get immigration services, we get customs, and at the same time different things, different kind of people they cross our borders. Now, of course, we need our security operatives, the people where they protect our territorial integrity, the military as well, the customs, the immigrations, people where they defend our borders. We need them to come to life. We need the government to put a lot of things in place. But also, we know, say, the borders of our country, it don't be like, say, fence, cover all the border, all around, all the countries where we know, say, Niger Republic, one of our border countries. We get Cameroon, we get Benin Republic. Yes. All those ones, they run our country.
Now, the truth is, the borders will get runs in hundreds. All across
of course, now, it's hundreds of kilometers all around the country, and different kind of people, different kind of animals, different kind of things, they cross our borders. Now, I've been talking earlier, say, of course, the government has a huge part to play. Look, we don't go just leave one particular thing, say, the government must do this. They get what they call structural functionalism, where we say the entire nation is one big structure, but we get different units where gas function on their own. I mentioned already, say, the military gas function on their own, the police gas function on their own, immigration services, customs, the government, everybody gas do what they have to do. So of course, everything still falls back to the table of the government. Say, then they in charge. They need to put all these people together. We need to know what do we need to secure our borders from different kinds. Because now, if we say, now, simple headsmen, now they breach our borders, they come in. If, God forbid, tomorrow we get some serious issues or serious clash with other countries or terrorist groups, external terrorist groups, then we say don't finish for us. If headsmen can penetrate our borders, then who are we if we have aggression from bigger terrorist groups? So definitely, a lot of work needs to be done about the porosity of our borders.
Anyway, Ben, so far so good. At least this particular matter, they go the way we actually want. And make we no waste time. Make we quickly go for this break. When we come back, at least this matter continues. We will still go further into that. We'll also open our phone lines for now to also call in and contribute. May we go with the come. Yes, and welcome back. The program remains as it is hot. And once again, for viewers to the watchers for Go TV channel 98, Star Times channel 195, My TV channel 17. If the watchers for Free to Air channel 57, or perhaps they do DSTV channel 259. And that Ubunga program with the sunshine now with issues and political issues, most especially things where they happen for Obodo Nigeria. Now don't carry come on our way. And then to them matter what they look. Would they look the Senate where we actually resumed yesterday for the first time in 2018. At least with a very strong action, giving the IG of police or guidance an ultimatum of 14 days. Say make you produce the people where they behind the massacre of the massacre for Benue community, and they're talking about this massacre for New Year Eve. We were very much aware of what happened. About over 70 people now pie for that particular community where Fulani headsmen attack, and other related areas where at least other attacks also play out. These are the stories, and at least from now, at least we'll open our phone lines for now to also call in and contribute. And Bernard, going further on this particular matter. A particular committee actually visited these places, this particular place where they said happened, and they are, in the end, from their own findings and their own from their own investigate, they came up with this particular thought that look, not even a thought that look, that there are people, that there are sponsors, people will say where they behind them, employing the services of these people, these killers, and even going further to talk, say, then they even employ the services of foreign machineries. Foreign machineries, where they come in, at least carry out this badness, and in the end, they will just go freely. Okay, these faceless people, because talking about faceless people also reminds us about the period of Boko Haram, where Boko Haram did so massive. What would they question, say, who are the sponsors of Boko Haram? If we stay in a situation where we don't fit probably say would they follow a particular track record or would they follow a particular trace, we're supposed to lead us to something, or perhaps would they deliberately ignore the fact, say, it is not about the people where they sponsor, it is about the people where they pawns, if I would rather use that word, where they can't fight the battle. She knows also somehow the government on their own part supposed to go beyond just the outer part of this matter, go deeper to uncover the people where they behind this particular, and then ensure them put them, they stop them from the root cause rather than the surface.
Of course, this particular one where you talk, I can't agree with you more. The truth be say, if you don't read, obviously, in this case, in one way or the other, you go say we are at war, whether it is with Boko Haram or this Fulani headsmen, because they have become a terrorist group. We are obviously at war. And if you don't read anything, if you don't read up books concerning, warfare and military tactics when it comes to war and defense, you will find out, say, many times, many wars where don't happen for this world, where people don't win, right from medieval ages up till this particular time. One of the strategies where they use now to cut the supply chain of these people where they fight, to infiltrate these people and to find out who their suppliers are, which kind of route they pass, how they take they do them, cut off the supply chain. Where we say, whoever they supply them weapons, ammunition, we don't find out who these things be. Now, to attack, like we've been talking earlier now, say they don't give the IG 14 days ultimatum to get these people. That one are just the beginning. Now, just the starting point. They need to find who their suppliers are, who their sponsors are.
Ben, please, make you just hold on there. Make we collect this our first call. Oga Polycarp, good morning. Welcome to As the Hot.
Good morning, Kobe.
Yeah, we'll greet you.
And good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Oga Polycarp.
The citizens' resumption is a good thing, but the ultimatum not carry water. Because the problem is in the hands of Buhari and the Northeastern governors. When Ali Modu Sharif and Alain Dume, the president of Chad, reforming Boko Haram, they don't know that it's going to continue. These Fulani cattle herdsmen are one of the branches of Boko Haram who have been used to penetrate all over the country. We don't know where we're headed though, because all people who are headed here, they know every part of the country. Where people can find where they carry their cattle, they go. So if they want to invade the country, they can do it continentally with the help of their Muslim brothers. And these people, these Northeasterners, they consider these foreigners from Chad and Nigeria as more brothers than we Southern Nigerian people. So we not mean to them. As long as they believe in something with them in their region, they are brothers. They don't care about where they come from. And our foreign brothers don't have matter. Because we don't take immigration is for nothing. If we just go to Lagos and the bureau can catch people with the canal to eat, they will do that. But to go and catch people as well coming from arms, they don't know where the country, they will not do that. They have to stand up. This is a very new year. And then President, the South Army, Not only IGP to go to Makati. Doesn't make any sense here. He has a commissioner of police here. Another place in the area, I think area, that is the area command, that zone 9 of the area command. Let the start with the area to let him go to the northeast. You can join the army support staff there. Let us do the work there. They can't be borders there. And then, as long as the Sabina has not fallen, we are in soup. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Ogapolika, for that contribution. And Ogapolika still emphasized on the fact that the president, at least now in decision, say everything still boils down on the table. Say if the president don't take the kind appropriate action we want, say this thing, say the decision of the Senate somehow will still they water that at some point. But I don't know whether I agree with him on that particular one.
Well, of course, everything will still fall down to the president's table. But of course, we know that the president no they function alone. The president is not a one-man army, not a one-man mopo.
But this case, yes, separation of powers. Yeah. Yes,
we get separation of power. We understand. Say we get separation of power. But in the same vein, we still no go talk. Say the president does not function alone. Everything what the president they do is based on information where they reach in table. And where this information they come from, now from the cabinet, now from the people where they work around, from the Senate, from the House of Representatives, from in special advisors, all this in the coming way. All of them go sit down eventually, and then they go table and iron out all these issues. In go bring your suggestion, they go bring their own. In go bring what in feel say na own probable solutions, then go bring their own. So of course, even though everything fall on the president's table, it's still a function of waiting they come to him before the thing even reach in table. Also, they get waiting Ogapolika been talk. We cannot categorically say now these people now sponsor Boko Haram or then sponsor herdsmen, and we also cannot say now the Boko Haram people where they don't chase command now then come they turn to herdsmen. We still wait for the final result of the investigation from the police and from all the people involved in the investigate. When they don't bring their solution, then we go feel know who and who they behind this matter. And as we talked before in call, of course we need to find the root cause of this matter. Not be just to find, as you mentioned, the pawns. Some of these people not just figureheads. They use them perpetrate evil. They get some people where they sponsor, where they supply, where they back. We need to cut off that supply chain. We need to find the people where they in charge, where they sponsor these people. We need to find the people where we say that then they behind this particular thing. We know say weapons no be cheap matter. You know the money they take buy bow and arrow, they take buy machete. Not the same kind of money they take buy guns, assault rifle here and there. And then when again, where then they get this particular weapons from? That's another thing. Who they supply them, who they pay them, who they behind them, where did they also acquire this particular weapons from? So it's a full-scale operation. Now some very, very large something. Full-scale investigation, now we wait for. If you ask me, I know say 14 days now ultimatum we then give them, but you know if we end for 14 days. As a matter of fact, you know if we end for 1 month, you know if we end for 2 months. Now continuous investigation, now the guys they do, as I mentioned earlier, to get to the root cause of this particular issue.
But listen, I understand the fact say 14 days, they 2 days. But at least the major thing we say 14 days to at least uncover the people they behind. Then from there, if they see other progress. We get another person with our telephone line. Good morning. Welcome to us the Hot. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good. Tunji, good morning. Welcome to us the Hot.
I want to talk about these herdsmen.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. These herdsmen, I don't understand them because must they take all their cows around? Why couldn't they?
Chai. I bet Tunji, if you get time, I bet call us back because we go want to make you actually complete this your particular talk we want to talk. So at least now we go also feel know the argue we go spread them. Okay. 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 Trying to look at this particular issue from this entirely different angle. We understand when a lot of a couple of activities, problems played out over time under this particular government, and people can't at least point Oga Prezo. So Oga Prezo, right, typical examples are people where we say the South region where we say then get issues with the present government, and the facts say yes, vandalization of pipelines, and the question was, Oga Prezo should at least in person go visit these people, talk with them. You understand? But before I go further on this, okay, we don't say we don't lose that call. Go in person, talk to these people. I said, make them understand. Say yes, you get that that particular feeling for them. Okay, bringing it down here now. A lot of people don't come and they question if the question say whether Oga Prezo actually care about Nigerians or perhaps care about the unity of Nigeria. Going by the fact, say, is it enough for Oga Prezo to just send delegates to these particular affected areas Why can't he, as an individual, or perhaps as the number one person, go visit this place so that make you feel taking your eyes, see this particular matter?
All right, very good question that you ask. Now, the truth be say, some people don't complain, say, like, Oga President don't get human feelings. I don't want to believe say he don't get human feelings. But the thing where they say, there is nothing in our constitution we don't specify, say, a particular disastrous act, a particular disaster, whether natural or man-made disaster, gas reach a certain magnitude before Oga President go come out for Aso Rock, go there, go look. If there's a bomb blast or pipeline vandalization or Boko Haram attack or herdsmen attack, there is no specification as to how large this particular issue is supposed to be before Oga President will come out for his seat, go there, go look the place. Sometimes, if he send delegates, and then depending on that, the spirit take touch him, if he decides, say, he go there. We know say some people don't complain, say, over 70 people being massacred. It's almost a genocide. You know, it's almost like an ethnic cleansing. Say, it don't reach, make Oga President
Ben, I beg, you go need to pause, you go continue. Right. I beg, let's say we get somebody with our telephone line. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Kubi.
Yeah, we'll greet you.
My name is Shriven.
Okay. Okay.
This is our program, and I enjoy and know this more.
Thank you very much.
And I appreciate you and know this more.
Thank you.
You see, this matter we did for ground about herdsmen. Now they look and say, na Boko Haram in disguise. Because you know, if you tell me the herdsmen will come up from their own area, waka enter other people's area, begin they do badness, and they will deal with arms. It shows say somebody did for their back when they sponsor all these things. And the solution where I say we will stop that matter, will be say our border patrols. They're supposed to be very vigilant to disarm all these people. At least if they don't see ranch their animals, so they will be working from place to places. Then it will be better when they do one without arms. So that they don't really enter people's place, they create all this kind of problem with the grant. Now we think we'll solve the matter with that.
Okay, thank you very much. Good. Thank you very much, rather. We'll get another person there, telephone line. Good morning. From Benue State. Hello, good morning. Hello. I beg, if you get the opportunity, I beg, try call us back because at least you also need to hear from your own thing. So Ben, you talking about Mr. President visiting
whether Mr. President is supposed to visit the area or not. Now, I've been mentioning earlier, say, there is nothing in our constitution where states say, now until this kind of thing happens before Mr. President go visit. And if not be this kind of thing, say, now other small thing, saying if he send delegates. Now, we don't say he don't hear the matter already. And in fact, this matter, we don't, since the New Year's Eve, he don't send delegates. He don't even meet with the governors of these affected states for Aso Rock. The president now go decide whether in go guys go this place or in no guys go. Nobody we go tell and say, Mr. President, this thing where this badness will happen for here. It don't big, so they we supposed to see your presence there. Okay. Now in go decide whether in go there or in no go.
But then if you go talk say in go decide and maybe we probably relate with other countries where we say their president they visit sites of where bad things happen. We don't a lot of people also in the same thing come out and say, look, Oga President visits state maybe to come to commission or probably on a visit to different states or just normal visit to different places. But where we say we know even they faced with problems. But bringing it down to a particular area where we say we have issues playing out, we have insecurity problems playing out. In the same way, people talk say, look, the presence of Oga President go make and take I see the height of what they talk about, and in the same way, know the appropriate actions where go take immediately.
Yes, I agree with you. Now the truth is, even if you go to other developed countries, they always use America as an example because they call them leader of the free world. Now, if you remember, they've been getting one time where Oga Barack Obama been there in power. When he been there on leave, in the play golf somewhere, some kind of badness could happen for somewhere for America. Some people call the tackle and say, Oga Obama, you there on leave. Where some kind of things they happen, say, in no go there. And I guess some other places, some other times where some bad things happen when in been go. Now, this brings to what I've been talked before, say, at some point, now the president go use his own church mind. Take decide, say, I go here or I no go there.
Just pause on there. We'll get somebody to call us from Benin. Good morning. Welcome to Us the Hot.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Big Joe.
Okay, we hear you, Big Joe. Continue.
Okay, what I want to tell you now is, make them no put mouth for this issue. Because now there, our police were supposed to be guide us. That they be guide. If you count the number of policemen in the National House of Assembly, the two plenty,
Please, make them recover them back to the people. Let them secure our lives and our property. They don't have that right to give them ultimatum. Let them come and secure us and our property. And from the headmen, they should try and let us know that we are in the same country. We are one Nigeria. We are serving the same God. That they should not use their annoyance to deal with the indigenous of a particular state. They should try as much as possible to understand that once you are serving God, you must serve God in truth and in spirit. So what is the best thing to say? Senate, they don't have that right. I'm sorry to say, they don't get that right to say they give the 14-day ultimatum. Not they carry the police.
Okay, Ogajo, thank you very much. We don't get your points, and then we'll probably respond to that one as well. We'll get another person with their telephone line. Hello. Blessed, we don't lose that. I beg. We know to get this thing. Maybe we just actually listening to it. Big Joe just talk. Say the Senate no get right to at least get themselves involved in this thing, which of course brings us to the issue of separation of powers. Everybody get their own responsibility. Say also to say maybe in an area where they fail to do your responsibility. If you fail to carry out your responsibility, at least there should be an appropriate body who will call you to order, say, I want it this way.
Of course, that's why in the government we get, like you mentioned, we get separation of power, and separation of power also leads to checks and balances. Now we know, say, where we have checks and balances, the reason why it be like that, so that if one arm of government know they do your own work, the other one go fit checkmate them. If the other one know they do your work, another one go look and go checkmate them. But unfortunately, we know, say, there is rot and corruption in our government as we speak today. So if me, they do bad thing, and you they do bad thing, who will come look who go check who go balance who? Now that's the problem with it.
Ben, just pause, no vex. We got another person there on our telephone line. Our last caller for the day. Good morning, welcome to Ask the Hot.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. They hear you.
Good morning.
Ebeka.
Yes.
Yeah, they hear you. Continue.
Yes. But we thank God for everything that is happening.
Okay.
But my suggestion is that, in the northern areas, they have landmarks. And these people called the headmen, they're supposed to carry their cattle, go there and feed them. Not only the Benue and all this Eastern region, they will carry their cattle, come and begin to demolish everybody and destroy properties, killing people. It's not good.
Okay.
So my suggestion is that the federal government will give them northern states. They have landmarks everywhere in the north. They have land. We don't have land in our side.
Okay. Okay, without hearing your opinion, and thank you very much. Though, they talk about, say, giving them their own state.
Restrict them to one particular place.
But then, everybody, as in Nigeria, you get right to just move around anywhere. But at least now for government to put in the appropriate policies, we go fear and sure say everybody live in peace. Okay, so to round up this particular matter, waiting between now and the 14th, and then between 14th and probably subsequently, waiting make would expect from the security personnel, waiting make would expect from our president, waiting make would expect from everybody who's supposed to play sound on this matter, so make we know say yes, at least in the next 14 days, capturing of these people go play out. Then from there, we go feel also subsequently know what will happen.
Yeah, very quickly. Now, our police we don't give them 14 days ultimatum. Now, we expect, say, like I mentioned earlier, say then they professional enough, not just to capture the perpetrators of this crime, but also to commence proper investigation if it never already starts, as to how this thing take happen, who be the people where they behind them, and what their motives are, and how we can put an end to this particular thing. We know, say, 14 days no go there enough to round up everything I just mentioned, but at least it's a step in the right direction. We sincerely hope that by the time they begin to capture them within those 14 days, capturing of these people will lead, it will spark a chain reaction where we say it will lead to who they sponsor them, where they come from, what things that they do, and then we'll get some kind of solution, at least to start to get some kind of solution towards ending this menace of headsmen killings across the country.
Bernard, thank you very, very much for at least for coming on the program today again. And at least Bernard be that broadcaster and a member of the house as well. At least for viewers who watch us right now, here we go round up the curtain, and till tomorrow we will come again with another beautiful edition of your Ogbonga program as they heard. From me, Nkubi, I will say bye-bye.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonga videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page.